Good morning. Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. Your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We've been coming to you live from the 34th Annual Futures and Options Expo in Chicago. Joining me for this segment is Kelly Brown. He's the Chief Commercial Officer over at ErisX, and we're going to focus on a regulated environment to trade cryptocurrency, a super hot topic in the markets right now. And Kelly, your company has been in the news over the past couple of weeks. Now, tell us about it. You developed a regulated environment to trade physically delivered spot and futures on the platform.
Oh, thanks for having us.
You got it.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, on October 3rd, we made the announcement of ErisX, the legal entity, as well as the investor base that's supporting us, and lastly, the hiring of Tom Chippis as Chief Executive Officer. ErisX is going to bring Mary spot and futures in a regulated format. We have a pending DCO registration with the CFTC that we expect to have hopefully approval in the first quarter of next year, and we expect to roll out spot cryptos and futures in the second half.
Now, who's going to clear these products? Because that always seems to be a key concern where this is going to take place.
Yeah. So thank you for asking that. Yeah, in our investor base right now, we have two intermediaries that have signed on board: TD Ameritrade and EDNF Man. EDNF is a non-bank FCM, and I think everybody knows who TD Ameritrade is. The goal is working with the TD franchise and EDNF to get their client base on board to trade both spot and futures. TD Ameritrade has 11 million customers, and the goal is to get them aboard and get this distribution out to them as quickly as possible.
Now, why take an intermediary-friendly approach?
Well, it allows for scale. In my previous role, working with intermediaries globally on behalf of CME Group, we want to. You look at TD Ameritrade's franchise as well as EDNF, their scale for customer service operations and such, and with their client base. So we really want to work in a levered way with them to get the message out.
And so you have an impressive list of investors. You mentioned TD Ameritrade, and you mentioned EDFN. Who else is invested?
Yeah, so just to name a few, we have about 16, I believe, in total. CBOE, Next, Michael Spencer's group. We have Susquehanna Investment Group. We have Vinny Viola's group, Virtu. We have XR Trading. We have, I'm forgetting a couple others.
So you have like all the big derivatives and futures.
Certainly. And I think, in order to get the ecosystem in place, you need to have the right market makers and liquidity providers there to have the markets, supporting the markets with nice tight spreads. And you want the intermediaries on the sell side to be able to distribute out to the clients. The goal for us really is to bring transparency into this marketplace. Having it, for spot and futures in one platform, I think makes sense. There are a lot of competitors out there that are trying to launch this, so it's kind of a rush to get this out. I will say, we're going to, with regards to the product set, we're going to have Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. It is the size of the Bitcoin, which is the biggest coin, is going to be 1/10 the value of Bitcoin, so we're looking at roughly $650. These are fully funded futures, so there is no leverage with them out of the gate. Our application with the CFTC calls for fully funded futures contracts, and for anybody who knows the intermediary and clearing space, with them being fully funded, there's really no need for a guarantee fund at the clearinghouse. So it makes it more seamless. I would say the goal is, if I, as head of sales for the organization, ideally I would like to have a whole roster of liquidity providers around the globe, providing markets 24 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week, having very tight spreads, a lot of depth, and also having a plethora of clearing firms. I think with the investor base that you referenced, Jill, I do think that we have a really good chance of succeeding with this, with liquidity that we're going to have on the books from day one, as well as TD Ameritrade and some others that, stay tuned, hopefully we'll have announced in the coming weeks. I think we stand a good chance.
Well, thank you very much for joining us at Nasdaq's booth 427, and join me throughout the day. We're coming to you from the 34th Annual Futures and Options Expo. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Market